up, I love family. Hello, hello, hello. So excited for today. I'm so excited. Okay, number one, this is a different setting, as I'm sure you can tell, because we're doing something different. You've gotten to the point of understanding yourself, of seeing different parts of you, of learning different things, doing lots of different inner work, and now it is time to release and let go of that shit. Are you ready? Are you excited for this? This is like the integration. This is the implementation. This is the embodiment of the things that you've been learning. So the things that you know, these new truths, the things that you've seen about yourself and about emotionally, why you put on weight and everything, you can process it in so many different ways. This specifically, I find that I personally really benefit from this. This like helps me integrate it more, if that makes any sense. You don't need it to integrate it, but I think that it is very powerful, so I want to provide this for you. What we're going to talk about is forgiveness, and we're also going to talk about your inner child. So we're going to do some inner child work, inner child healing, and then also some forgiveness. So as you can tell, I'm sitting down and we're going to be meditating today. So I want you to choose your seat accordingly. Preferably make yourself comfortable. I want you to either, you can be sitting up like I am, or you can lay down. So that's like one of those things that when I first started meditating, one of the things I didn't like was that I felt like you always had to be like sitting upright, and that was just really uncomfortable for my really tight hips. So I realized, you know what? There are no freaking rules, right? Just like I teach you throughout this course, you make your own rules. Same goes for meditation and anything in your life. Even if people are like, oh, there's a right and a wrong way to do it. Fuck the right and the wrong way. Create your way of doing it that works best for you and what you want and what your soul wants. I'm telling you that doing that little thing is so much more important for changing your body and having the body you want than you even realize. It's just living by your rules instead of living by someone else's. So I started, when I'd meditate, I was like, you know what? Forget this. What I'm going to do is what feels good to me, because obviously I'm not getting in the right like headspace to meditate if I'm just thinking about how tight my hips feel in this sitting position and how uncomfortable I am. So I was like, forget it. New rule that feels better to me. I'm gonna lay down. So most of the time when I'm doing a meditation, I am laying down flat. And I know that there's so many things that people can tell you about by sitting up straight with a straight spine. You have more of the ability to really, tap in, to get messages, to get downloads, to get clarity, to feel peace, like all these different things. Like that just didn't feel good to me. And that very well can be true, but so can a million different health things. Like we always talk about here, somebody can prove to you that being vegan is the healthiest thing in the world. Somebody can prove to you that being paleo is the healthiest thing in the world. Somebody can prove to you that being breatharian is the healthiest thing in the world, which is basically just breathing and not eating. People can prove all of these things to you that they're the healthiest, but what really happens is the energy that you put behind it and the belief that you have about it. So same goes for anything that you do with meditating, with anything. If I don't believe that I'm comfortable in my meditation position, I'm probably not going to get as much out of it as I could. If I'm really comfy and I'm really chilling, I'm doing it my own way, creating my own rules, I'm probably going to feel great. So long way of saying create your own rules, but also I went in detail with that because it is very, very, very important to changing your body. Very important. And we'll talk about that more and what we're doing today. But as I said, we're meditating. We're going to do an inner child meditation and we're going to do a forgiveness meditation. Both at this point in the course are essential. They're just like, they're a beautiful thing, a beautiful gift you can give to yourself, and it's just going to create a new space for you. So here's a couple things that I like to do when I meditate, because I know that y'all will be asking. Like I said, I just do what feels good to me, what feels best. And I just enjoy it. So do whatever feels best to you. For me, I got a bunch of pillows behind me, as you can see, that make me really comfortable. If I wasn't leading this, I'd be laying down because I just like that. I have a glass of water over here because you're going to be doing a lot of detoxing. So you're going to detoxify a lot of limiting beliefs and a lot of stories that you have. You're going to be clearing a lot of stuff. You're going to be cleansing. So it's really important to be hydrated. And you don't necessarily need to be drinking this while we're doing this, but this is more for after. So just stay really hydrated after. It's like going to massage or like finishing a workout. It's really good to like do that. And again, these are just things I personally like. I've got a candle over here. It smells really nice. Just gives that vibe. Makes me feel really calm and comfortable. So I've got a candle. I've got a amethyst crystal. These I like to hold. Josh has been super into crystals since I met him, and I've always been like, I don't really get it. They're really pretty to look at, but I don't really get the whole like energy of it. So over the last couple of years, I've been really understanding the energies of crystals and everything, which is really fun to get into if you want to. But more than anything, if you're just attracted to something, have it near you. Like, so I like to hold on to a crystal, not just when I'm meditating. I'm holding on to one throughout the day if I'm at my house. Sometimes we take one when we go out of the house too, just have one around. But if you're attracted to it, if it feels good to you, that goes along with what we're talking about, hold it, do it, keep it. Even if it doesn't make sense, do it. For some people, like, I mean, you can really look into like the meanings and everything. It's very powerful. But this little feather, again, something I am so attracted to, feathers. I don't know why. It's just like a soul thing, and every time I see them, I'm like, yes. So I like to keep things around, and you can use this for sage and Palo Santo and smudging and things like that, but it's just nice. I just like it. I don't know. Just surround yourself with things you love. Flowers, whatever. Over here, I've got the diffuser going, and I have an oil that is called Inner Child. And as I said, we were doing an inner child meditation today, so I am using Inner Child oil. I've been using this a lot as I personally release the beliefs and blocks that I created when I was a child, and when I talk to little Steph, my inner child. I've been associating it with the scent, and is really powerful and really helpful. And actually, a lot of my clients who use this, not all, but a lot, find that when they first smell it, they feel either like nauseous or they want to repel it. Oils are great in that way to show you, they all have emotional links, so it shows you a lot about the ties. Like, just to get really specific, one of my clients, one of my one-on-one clients, when she was a newborn, she couldn't keep food down, and she was in an incubator for the first, I think, week of her life. And then for like 6 months after that, she couldn't keep food down. She just vomited everything up. So when she would smell this inner child, it would make her nauseous and kind of take her back to that place when she was first born, because her mother didn't want her and didn't love her. So her whole like coming into the world was all associated with not being wanted and not being loved, and therefore like feeling sick and feeling nauseous. And so her inner child smelled this and was like, I'm nauseous, but actually this is one of the most healing things. So this could help her go back to those moments and heal that and see it for what was actually happening. That's what we're going to do today. You're going to see your experiences as a child for what was actually happening, instead of what you misassociated to the experience that you were having. So for her, you know, it was going back and realizing that it was an inner, we'll go into it. I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm getting excited. The inner child meditations are ridiculously powerful. So that's what we're doing today. Who's excited? Me. So I'm diffusing inner child over here, bringing the sense, and as I said before, your senses are really powerful in taking you to a certain spot and healing. So this for me has been, I just take it around with me and I just like smell it. I'll smell it from time to time. It gives me that reminder to step back into my power and be my best self when I'm so programmed to do other things. So, okay, let's get started. Yay! All right, so what you've done over the last few weeks is you've found the people who have triggered you. You've found the things that have triggered you. You've seen parts of yourself and parts of your life that have held you back. You've seen the reasons why you put on weight in the first place, the protection that you're seeking, the ways that you've needed to keep yourself safe because you felt unsafe, the reasons why you felt unsafe in your body. And what we're going to do is we're going to reference some of that stuff. So I'm going to have you call up some of those memories, some of those thoughts, some of those feelings. And I want you to, wherever you are, I want you to be by yourself. Be in a room, be away from noise and distractions. And if that's not possible right now, revisit this and do this later. And obviously you can do it more than once. The more the better. I'm constantly doing inner child meditations for healing my own inner little Steph. So it's so good to do these consistently. It's very powerful. So here we go. I'm going to have you tap. We're going to just drop into our bodies first. So number one, close your eyes. Get comfortable where you're at. And we're going to start at the crown of your head. And I just want you to relax the crown of your head. Allow it to just melt. Feel comfortable. Feel calm. Now I want you to come down to your eyebrows. If you're holding your eyebrows, any tension or tightness there, I want you to release it and just allow them to relax. Allow your forehead to relax. It's a very important area. So your third eye, this is where you are able to really access deeper, more powerful parts of yourself internally and externally out of yourself. Come on down to your ears. Allow your ears to relax. This is one of those spots that's kind of like we don't even realize sometimes that we're holding tension here. Just let them relax. Let your ears relax. Come down to your jaw. Jaw holds a lot of tightness, especially when we're holding on to extra weight. This is the area where we stuff emotions down. We stuff ourselves down instead of speaking our truth and being our most real, authentic selves. This is the area that gets the tightness. And if you're experiencing tightness in your jaw or your neck, these are all like indicators that there is truth that needs to be spoken that is being stuffed down. Or anything with the mouth, the throat. So I want you to go to those areas, relax them. Let them know that it is safe. It is safe to be you. It is safe to speak your truth. It is safe to be the person that you've always been. The world's been asking you to be that, actually. And you being someone else is actually holding back your gift and what the world needs most to heal. So allow this area to relax and know it's safe. Come on down to your shoulders. Allow your shoulders to just relax and drop down. Be comfortable. It is safe. This is where we carry the weight of the world. We carry it on our shoulders. So if you're somebody who's carrying the weight of the world, you're carrying all other people's needs, this is the area that needs to relax. It needs to get some love. It needs to get some attention. So just send the love here and let your shoulders know it's safe. It's safe to relax. It's safe. It's okay. Come down to your chest. This is the area that holds the heart. And you want to allow this area to open up. Be safe. Know it's safe. Know it's okay. Know that you can be yourself. Know that it's all right to open up to love. Know that you won't get hurt. Know that this time around, you have the knowledge that you didn't have before, that you can give yourself the love, the validation, the approval, and it's safe to keep your heart open because you're the one that determines your value. So you no longer have to keep the heart caged. You no longer have to pull your shoulders forward to try and protect the heart. You can keep those shoulders back in a confident but comfortable position. You can be yourself. You no longer have to let other people's opinions outside of you keep your heart caged and keep the fat on in protective layers. You do not have to protect yourself. You can let the fat go. You can release it. You can release the cage over your heart. Come on down to your stomach. Allow this area to relax. Really breathe it out. Let your stomach go out. So many times we try and keep this contracted and tight, but it feels really good to just let your stomach out. Allow it to be beautiful. Allow it to be okay. Allow it to be worthy. Allow it to be valuable. Allow it to be worthy of your approval and love. And because you love and approve it, everybody else around you can too. You allow them the ability to love and approve of you by doing loving and approving of yourself. Come on down to the hips and just let the hips relax. Release. It is safe. Tell your hips it is safe. It's safe to be open. It's safe to be you. And this is also an area where so much femininity and feminine energy is. So your hips, your uterus, your womb, everything, send extra love to this area. This is an area of power. And a lot of times we've given this area's power to other people. Know that this is your space. This is your power. This is your femininity. And it is beautiful. And know again that this knowledge you have now, you can give yourself the power, the validation, the value, the love that you gave to other people in this area. It is safe. Remember that your hips, your legs, these are areas that we can put fat on to try and appear stronger than we actually feel. If you feel vulnerable and weak, it's okay. Everybody feels vulnerable and weak. There's no human being that you could ever talk to right now that could not tell you that they also feel vulnerable and weak. It is a part of the human experience. It's okay to show it. It's also okay to allow yourself to feel strong when you feel weak and know that you have that power. You can give yourself that gift. Relax and release. Come down to your thighs, your knees, your calves, your shins. You can take off any armor that you've been wearing here. It's safe. Relax that area. Relax it. Let it know that you love that you love it and that it's okay to show your vulnerability. That you don't have to appear strong here. You don't have to wear extra fat here to look stronger than you actually feel. You're a human being. This is the part of you that's been wanting to get out all along and you've been keeping it caged under fat. Let it out. Come on down to your ankles and your feet. Release, relax, be comfortable. Send any negative energy out the bottoms of the feet. We're going to take 2 deep breaths in and we're going to hold at the top. We're going to breathe in all the good, all the things we want to bring into our lives, and then we're going to exhale out everything that's not serving us with a big exhale. So let's do that together. Take a nice deep breath in, breathe in everything you want to pull into your life. The body, the relationships, the career, the money, the lifestyle, the goodness, the happiness, the fulfillment, the joy. Breathe it all in and hold it at the top. And then a deep exhale out. Remove anything that's limiting you. Anything that's keeping you held back. Another deep breath in. Breathe in all the good that you want. Hold it at the top. And then breathe out anything that's not serving you. anything that's been holding you back and standing in your way. Now when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Okay. So we are going to talk to your inner child for a little bit. And we're going to close the eyes again, but before we do that, let's just find your inner child. So find your inner child and find one person that played a very pivotal role in the suppressing of that child and the feeling not good enough. This can be when you were little, it can be when you're a newborn, an infant, a child, a teenager, an adolescent. It can be when you're an adult, but pick the younger version of you. And the way to pick this is the first thing that comes to mind. There is no right and no wrong. You create the rules. Don't forget that. You create the rules. And whatever comes to mind first. When I do this, Steph, she can be different ages, but usually little Steph is 9. 9 years old. Don't know why, but the first time I did this, I was like, how old is she? Okay, she's 9. And I pictured her at 9. And you want to take yourself to an experience. So things that you've journaled on in this course in regards to your body. Who is someone that, or a group of people that you felt really uncomfortable being yourself around? And this can be somebody that you really love. Like, I have a couple different ones that I go to. One is a group of people, and that's the girls that were popular in my grade school and my high school. And the other is my dad. So with my dad, I love my dad very much, but he is the person that I always have allowed to take my power the most. Because I've allowed him to take my power, I have so many memories with him that I need little Steph, when she was with him, I need her to heal it. Not adult Steph, but like little Steph when she was 9. And sometimes I'm different ages when I do this, but most of the time I'm 9. I'll take a sip of water. So, little Steph, 9-year-old Steph, and if you had a name, like a nickname when you were younger, use that. People just called me Steph when I was younger, so that's what I go with. But I always felt the need to commiserate with my dad. And he's a person that if you just met, you would think he's a really happy, really confident guy. But he had a lot of insecurities that he never did the inner work around. And one thing that he would do is he would talk about problems a lot, all the time. He would always come to me with problems. And I would, as a little kid, not knowing how to handle the situation, I would just commiserate with his problems. I thought that's what he wanted from me because that's what he seemed to appreciate when I was doing it. So he would come to me with a problem and I would be like, oh my God, that sucks. Like, that's so bad. That's terrible. And I try and do whatever I could to fix the problem for him because I loved him and I didn't want him to be upset and be in pain. So I would commiserate with him. And by doing that, I started to create problems to get love. So I associated making a problem or having a problem to fix together with my dad as the way to get his love and attention. So you can imagine that as an adult, I was creating so many problems for myself and creating so many issues that really were unnecessary, but my subconscious felt like were essential to get love and attention. So especially times when I felt like I wasn't feeling a lot of love in my life, or I wasn't feeling seen or heard, I would go right to commiserate mode. I would go right to create a problem mode. And that caused a lot of issues in my life, which you can imagine: overeating, binge eating, stress over my body, putting on a lot of fat as protection, afraid to be seen, afraid to be myself. And where that comes from is myself as a kid. If I was just myself and I had no worries and no fears, the way I would be is like sunshine. I would be so happy and so vibrant and so excited and so loving. And that's really our true nature, right? Like, that's how I wanted to be. But I felt like being like that wouldn't get me love. My dad, I thought that he wanted me to commiserate with him. Now, if I asked him to this day, did you want me to commiserate with you? He probably would have told me, God, no. No, I would not want you to do that. But doing the best I could with the information and the life experience I had as a young child, I thought that's what I was supposed to do. And that's the misassociation that I created. So you're looking for the misassociation that you created when you were younger that has led you to be where you are right now in your body. So the misassociation I created was that I had to commiserate with him. I had to create problems to get love instead of being the person that I naturally was, which was sunshine and bright, which is the opposite of commiserating, right? So from a very young age on, I realized that I have to be someone other than myself to get love and attention. And that story, you can imagine, it played itself out in so many ways in my life, and not good ways. Not good ways. Had I been Steph, who was vibrant and bubbly and fun in her natural self, natural state, things would have gone really different in my life. However, there's nothing to feel bad or guilty about, right? So I don't allow myself to feel guilt about the way I've been in the past or my life experience or what I decided when I was young, because it's what happened. We don't play in the past. We get to play in the now. So from this point forward, I have new knowledge and I get to create my future based off of this. So there's nothing to feel bad about or feel guilty, just in case that comes up for you. So being myself is really the healing thing that I can do for the world, for you guys as my clients, for my family, for my friends, for everybody. And had I gone in and spent this time with my dad where I was being myself when he wanted me to commiserate, it would have actually pulled him out of his negative state, his troubled state. It would have actually had him feeling so excited in his own life and just like, what a little blessing, you know? What a happy little blessing. Oh, she's just hugging me, she's just loving me, she's just happy. I see that with Jonathan, my son, now. It's like, he's so happy and he's so fun. He just brings so much joy to everyone else, right? Because he's just being himself. He has no conditioning and no programming that causes him to feel like he has to be anything other than that. So he is that. And there's so much joy and happiness that comes to him and to the people around him because he's just being himself. And another element of this is like, people are constantly giving Jonathan gifts and doing things for him because he brings them so much joy. So think about this in your own life, especially if you're having any kind of like money struggles or money troubles. People are going to want to give you more money in gifts and good things when you are being more of yourself, more you. When you are your natural, happy, bubbly, alive, vibrant self. That, just like baby Jonathan, he brings so much joy to people that people are just like, I just want to give to you. I just want to be around you. I just want to, you know. So translate that into your own life. With money, with your body, with your relationships, with everything. When you are allowing yourself to be in your fullness of your greatness, people want to give to you. And something I definitely suggest doing is going back and taking note to all the times that you were so fully yourself and people wanted to give to you and good things happened because you were yourself. In your mind, you're associating more bad things to being yourself out of fears and programming, which aren't even real, than you are realizing that by being your full, true, beautiful, vibrant self, good things happen. So you want to start shifting the associations. So anyway, had I been Jonathan mode when I was with my dad growing up, things would have been really different. Not just for me, but for him too. I would have helped him heal. However, I didn't know better. But what we get to do is we get to go in and we get to talk to our little kid selves and we get to have a conversation with them. So right now, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to drop in to all the journaling you've done, all the things you realized about yourself, all the reasons you put on weight in the first place, all the reasons you felt unsafe, like it wasn't okay to be yourself. And I want you to drop in and I want you to pick a person or a group of people, whatever resonates the most with you, and we're going to focus on them in this inner child exercise that we're going to do. So just close your eyes and tap in for a minute. Okay, now with your eyes closed, keep them closed, we're going to tap in. So I want you to open yourself up to transformation. I want you to open yourself up to a breakthrough, to seeing things differently. Be open and willing to see things differently. Open yourself up to love. Open yourself up to receiving, to change. From a space where any and all things are possible, we're going to operate. I want you to go in and acknowledge that right now, right here, we're going to spend some time breaking through and speaking to the younger parts of you. So make them available, do whatever you need to open yourself up. Now I want you to pick an age, and I want you to have your person in mind or your people, and I want you to take yourself back to a certain time. And you're going to be in a room by yourself. You're going to be doing your thing. If you're little, you'll be playing around with some toys. If you're older, you're going to be doing something that you love. And the door to the room opens. That person or those people, they walk in. And now they're in the room with you. And they're there. And they're very disapproving. They're not happy. They're upset. They're hurting. And that either shows in the form of suffering, it shows in the form of them being angry, them being disconnected, them being very aloof. It could be them being upset and crying, emotional, or just mean and cruel. They're in that state that they always get in around you, especially at that age. And you're just playing, and you're just having fun, you're just enjoying yourself. And they come in angry, upset, aloof, doing that thing that they always do. And it affects you, and you feel it, and it hurts. And you do the thing you always do in response to it. You give them your power. You get sad, you get upset, you feel insecure. You feel like you can't be yourself anymore. You feel those feelings. You might be in a mood where you want to cry. You might be in a mood where you want to get angry. You might be in a mood where you want to commiserate and create problems. You might be in a mood where you want to blow them off and pretend like you don't even care about them. They don't matter to you. You put up a wall. You put up a shield. You put up the protection. Because you're afraid. You don't want to get hurt. And you're already feeling hurt just by them being around, doing the thing that they always do. That person or those people walk out, they leave the room, and they shut the door. There you are. The younger version of yourself. Sad, closed off, angry, hurt, feeling so much pain. You handed your power away to them. You feel drained, exhausted. Your posture is slumped. You don't want to do anything. You don't feel good. And your mind starts to go to things that might make the pain go away. But you're young, so you don't realize that the inner work is what needs to be done. So you go to things, and you go to food. Or you go to drinks. Or you go to TV. Or you go to a space where you just become a little bit more closed off. You just close your heart a little more. You protect yourself more. You just get a little bit less emotionally available. You made a decision that day. You didn't want to hurt like that anymore, especially around that person or those people. So you close yourself off. See her. Now the door opens again. This time it's you. You as you are now. You right now, today, version of you. And you see her, the littler, smaller, younger version of you. And you hug her. You hold her. You pull her close to your chest, pull her head close to your chest, and tell her it's okay. Tell her it's all right. Tell her she's okay. She's gonna be fine. She's so sad. Just comfort her however it feels best to comfort her. Pick her up, hold her, hug her, kiss her on the cheek. Give her love. And I want you to talk to her. And tell her what you, as you are right now, knows and wants her to hear that she doesn't know. Do you need to tell her that it had nothing to do with her? It was the other people. Do you need to tell her to keep herself, to keep shining, don't close herself off? It's okay. It's going to be safe. You've got her back. Tell her what she needs to hear. From the you that you are now, knowing what you know, knowing the information that you've learned in this course, what does she need to know? What do you need to tell her? What does she need to hear? Hold her. Let her know you've got her back. Let her know that you're always going to be here with her. And she's always going to be here with you. Because the little version of you has never left you. And you've never left her. You've been together your whole lives, and you always will be. But the relationship gets to shift from this moment forward. Instead of her running the show, based off of her fears, being scared, being hurt, being closed off and caging her heart, instead of her running the show, it's time for you and her to work together, her knowing what you know now, and the two of you create so much beauty together and radiate so much love because you got each other. She's your best friend. She's always been with you and always will be with you. You love her. And this time, she has somebody to show her that it's okay to be herself. That it's safe. No matter what anybody else says, no matter what anybody else does outside of you, you always have each other in you. You're always there with her. And it's going to be okay. And let her know that the more she is herself, the more love she will receive. Let her know that all the ways that she thought she had to protect herself or be somebody else for those other people in order to get love and attention, value, approval, she doesn't need those because she can give it to herself by just being herself. And she will get that love, approval, validation, and it'll radiate from other people when she radiates it from herself. And all she has to do is just be herself. That's it. Just be herself. Just take the cage off the heart. Just relax her body. Just let the fat that is currently serving her as protection go. Or if she's not wearing it, the fat that she ended up putting on as she got older, she doesn't need that. She doesn't need it. She won't need it because she's always going to be herself. So give her one final hug. Tell her what you need to tell her before you walk out. And now you leave the room and close the door. She's in there. She's doing what she was doing before everybody walked in that room. She's playing. She's herself. She's vibrant. She's having fun. She's beautiful. She's sweet. She loves life. She's having a great time. The door opens again. It's that same person or those same people that came in the first time. They're in the same mood as when they first came in. They're aloof, or they're angry, or they're sad, or they're not acting like themselves. They're not happy. They're hurting. This time, the little version of you, she's leading with her new knowledge from the older version of you. She's leading. She remembers what you told her. She remembers that she can just be herself, and it heals. She remembers that she doesn't have to commiserate. She remembers she doesn't have to get mad, or sad, or scared, or aloof, or close people off. She remembers she doesn't have to cage her heart around these people to get love and attention. She remembers she could just be her. And she keeps playing. And she keeps having fun. And something really funny happens. The people, or that person, they start to lighten up. They start to loosen up. They start to smile and laugh. And they start to look at you with so much joy. They're watching you have fun and they're lighting up. They're feeling happy. They're feeling excited again. They're forgetting about their problems that they came in with. They're forgetting about the reason they felt sad or upset. And they're just magnetized. They're attracted to the beauty of someone being themselves. The joy of a child. They love it. And they forgot what they were upset about. And they start laughing. And their problems melt away. And they just walk out. And they close the door. And there you are. Strong. Happy. Alive. Fulfilled. You're full of energy, full of excitement. Your posture is confident. You feel good. You feel like a gift. You love the feeling of being alive. You're fired up. And then you, who you are now, gets to walk in one final time and see her. I want you to tell her how you feel about the experience that she just had with those people or that person. I want you to tell her you're proud of her and what she did changes everything. And that's who she gets to be all the time. And I want you to acknowledge her for how good she feels and remind her that that's how good she gets to feel every time. She's just fully herself. You get to remind her that it's all about love. Love for yourself. Because by loving yourself, other people will feel loved. But it starts with you on the inside. So tell her that it's okay. Tell her that it's always going to be okay. And that that's how it can flow. And remind her that if there's ever anybody who doesn't shift and doesn't change and doesn't feel different when she's being her full self, she doesn't need them. She's got enough love internally for herself. She knows she's awesome. She loves being herself and she has so much fun. She's got you and you've got her. You don't need anybody who doesn't need you. You got a lot of love for everybody. You're happy to share it. But if they don't fit, it's okay to let them go. And you can just be here and watch all the people who, because you opened your heart, because you shared who you actually are, whose lives have gotten so much better because of it. Just like baby Jonathan, the joy that you radiate out makes their lives exponentially better. And you're just being yourself. That's it. So easy. So give her one last hug. Tell her you're proud of her again. And remind her that you will always, always, always be with her. And she will always be with you. And if she gets scared, if you're living your life and she gets scared, she gets worried, she wants to close off, she wants to cage up, to just have a conversation with you. And you'll remind her that it's okay. All she has to do is just be herself. You walk out, you close the door. You see her one last time. She's in there, she's so happy. She feels taken care of. She feels safe. She feels loved. She feels that she's a gift. She's grateful. She's grateful for her adult Steph looking out for her. She's grateful that she's got that person. She's grateful that that person will always be with her and will never leave. She's grateful that you two are a team. You two loving the world. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. One last inhale of what you want and clear what you don't out the mouth. Clear out on the exhale. I want you to wiggle your fingers and toes. Open your eyes when you feel ready. Do not rush yourself. How good does it feel to have her? You've got her. It's you, it's her. You're the ultimate team. It's going to be really fun. Really fun to navigate the world now. We're going to do one more exercise before we end, and that is a forgiveness exercise. Feels really good, doesn't it? What I really want is to hear from you, so you're going to want to journal a lot after this. Write down everything you experience and see and feel, and tell us about it. Tell us how that experience is for you, because goodness, so much is going to come up. So powerful. Okay. So let's settle in and do a forgiveness meditation and forgiveness exercise before we head out. I want you to take everything that you just gathered in the last one and bring it into this meditation with you. Okay. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, hold at the top, and then out through the mouth, exhaling anything that you don't want anymore that doesn't serve you. Keeping the eyes closed. I want you to bring to mind the person that you most want to forgive. Who's hurt you the most? If it's the person that you were just talking to or just experiencing life with in the last meditation, in the last exercise, you can bring them into this. If it's somebody else, that's fine too. But I want you to think of the person that has taken your power the most. The person that you feel most uncomfortable being yourself around. And the person you're most hurt by and most need to forgive. But if those are multiple people that are coming to mind, pick the one that makes you feel most uncomfortable to be yourself around. And on this one, I do want you to sit up. This is a little different experience than the other meditation. So I want you to sit up. Get comfortable. Make sure you're comfortable. If you need to sit in a chair, that's fine too. And you want to picture them sitting across from you. I want you to look them in the eyes. Don't say anything. They're not saying anything. Just look them in the eyes. See them. see them for what's really going on with them. See them, know that anytime somebody is suppressing you or making you feel uncomfortable to be yourself around them, hurting you, taking your power, it's because they are hurting. They're hurting and they're just trying to make the hurt go away. And that doesn't make it right. But just see them as a hurting person that's so scared that they took it out on you. Again, it does not make it right. You did not deserve it. You did not deserve it. But see them. Picture them as the little kid version of them. Scared. Hurting. They don't know what's going on. They're just doing the best they can to figure out life. They themselves are experiencing something really painful and really scary, and they don't know how to handle it. And they took on a really bad behavior, a bad way of being, to handle it. And unfortunately, you had the experience of coming up against that. But see them. Again, you're not talking, they're not talking. Just look at them. Look them in the eyes. Let whatever emotions come up for you come up. Fully feel every emotion. Fully feel it. Just look them in the eyes. No words. I want you to feel your power. Feel the power that you felt when the adult version of you came in to talk to the little kid version of you, or the younger version of you. And she told her, "We got this, girl." Feel that power. Feel that strength. Feel the okayness of being yourself. Look at this person in the eyes. Feeling those feelings. Know how strong you truly are and have always been. Feel the strength. Feel the energy. Feel the joy, and feel the okayness to be yourself in front of them. Look them in the eyes and say, "I forgive you." I forgive you, and I want you to forgive me too. Like the Hawaiian forgiveness prayer, Ho'oponopono. We want to acknowledge them for 4 things. We want to say, "Thank you, I forgive you, I love you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the role I played in this, big or small. You know you didn't deserve it. But however you played into this, say, I'm sorry. Thank you. Tell them thank you. Why? Because they taught you a very powerful lesson that's very aligned with your purpose. The pain that you experienced with them is your purpose. Thank them for giving you that experience. They will never have the opportunity to give you that experience again. But you're grateful you had it because it's made you strong. I love you. Tell them you love them. One human being to another human being. Not the them, but the cruel part that they played in your life. but from one human being seeing another human being who's hurting. I love you. I love you, but I love myself more. And I forgive you. I forgive you. Remembering that forgiveness is not really for the other person. Forgiveness is for yourself. You forgive them to release yourself of the pain that you've been carrying around associated with them. Keep looking them in the eyes. And I want you to see them looking back at you. And they're saying to you, I forgive you, and I want you to forgive me. They're asking you for your forgiveness. You're seeing in their eyes for the first time, maybe, that they're incredibly sorry. They're angry at themselves for being like that to you. They see the way they've hurt you. And they ask for forgiveness. And again, you grant them forgiveness. More for yourself than for anyone else. Because you choose to let go of the pain and the ties that you've associated with this. You've chosen to let go of the emotions and the feelings that you've associated with them. You've chosen to give yourself the power, the love, the validation, and the approval that you've always wanted from them. And you know, just by looking them in the eyes, you know that you've got this. That this time is different. Because this time you understand that you're in charge of your power. You never give that power away. That is yours. It's yours and your best friend. You, adult you, and little you. Adult you and younger you. Whichever one it is. That's what you guys have. And you recognize that it's never going to be the same. From this moment forward, nothing will be the same. Because now you give yourself permission to be you. You don't need their approval anymore. You don't need their validation anymore. You don't need their love anymore. If they give you their love, it's a bonus. But you have so much love for yourself that you're full. Your cup is full. It's overflowing. It's so full it's overflowing. So it's going out to all the other people. But not from a space where you need to get it back. It's just so full and it's so consistently overflowing because you're giving it to yourself and you're not seeking it outside of you anymore. The validation, the approval, the value, it all comes from you. You choose it. You decide it. And that's something you, like adult you and younger you, gets to choose. Y'all are in this together. You're a team now. And you get to have fun with this. You guys have the power. And that's how you get to live your life from now on. It will not be the same. The information you know now, the knowledge you have now, the only way you can go is forward. It's impossible to go backward. So I want you to celebrate with your younger self and just jump up and down, dance, have fun, because this is going to be fun. This moment forward is going to be so freaking fun. It's you two, being your full selves, out in the world, being happy, being joyful, being excited, having the best time. And not letting that get squashed by anybody, because you know you give it to yourself. You give that to yourself. That's fueled by you. And it's fun. You can open your eyes when you're ready. Don't feel rushed. How do you feel? Are you ready to do this? You have such a purpose. You were born for a reason. And it's essential that you be yourself in order to live that purpose and do what you were born to do. So important. Do you see how important this is? It's going into everything. Your relationships, your career, your finances, your body, and more than anything, your purpose. You were created exactly as you are because that is how you live the purpose. So the more you try and stuff it down and not be that person, the further away you get from that purpose. So it's really important. It's really, really important. The world needs you to be yourself. And now that you have these tools, you've given the forgiveness to the people you need to give it to, and if you feel like there's more people you need to give forgiveness to, do this again. Do it as many times as you need to. As I said, I do the inner child meditation all the time. And the forgiveness one every once in a while, when it feels necessary. Yeah. So it's everything. You gotta be you. You have to be you. Like, the world needs you to be you. And everything will keep feeling a little bit off until you allow yourself to be fully you. And the way you do that is you talk to the little kid version of yourself when you feel yourself not being you. And you go, hey, remember, we got this. You don't have to get scared. It's okay. We're gonna be fine. You and me. We're the team. Let's do this. Keep the power. Let's validate ourselves. Let's approve of ourselves. Let's know that we are valuable and we are worthy. Okay, now let's move forward. It's a powerful thing. So I'm gonna leave you there. I am beyond grateful that we got to do this together, and I am so excited to hear what comes up for you and what's come up for you. Get your journal out, start journaling, go crazy. Have so much fun journaling, and have so much fun with you and the younger version of you taking over the world. It's gonna be awesome because you two have each other, and it just gets to be fun from now on. It's a choice, it's a decision, so you get to make that choice, you get to make that decision, and I am so grateful for you. You are so amazing, you're so wonderful, and you're so limitless. You know that now. Have a great day, and take this part of you with you forever.